If you're looking to level up in life, money, relationships, and health, then I want you to pay attention to these next couple of minutes because I'm going to show you how to actually run your bag up this summer. And what I mean by that and why this is so important is it really is just about locking in for the season so that you can change the trajectory of the rest of your life. And the problem is if you fail to do this, right? Like all your friends right now are probably partying, they're going out on the beach, maybe they're like, having and messing around on vacation. The problem with that is that during this season, which I call separation season, is if you get caught up in this trap of just high dopamine and cheap fun, then you actually lower your probability of ever hitting your goals. I'm going to talk about why this season is so important and what you personally need to do so that you can separate yourself out of 95% of the people that are your peers and your competition, right? With that being said, my name is Larry Anzaporta. I've closed over 5.4 million in high ticket remote sales and have scaled 4 sales teams to over 7 figures. And this is what I think of when I'm entering a new season of life. So let me be perfectly honest. I'm not perfect, right? I actually just came back from the Hamptons last week and I was going through a lot of drinking and a lot of partying. I'm not proud of it, right? But here's the truth. I've also gone through these cycles before of partying a lot and then also focusing in and going in monk mode and going in solitude. So for me, I intentionally designed that vacation because I've been working the past 60 to 90 days hard and I needed a little bit of that rest and the break. Now, the key here is now going back into a season of focus, a season of work, a season of wealth, so that I can help actually achieve my goals by the end of the summer. So if you're someone out here who maybe, by the time you're seeing this video, you're coming back from maybe a low point, or maybe you've had a little too much fun, or you're not getting any closer to your goals, I'm going to show you what we need to do to actually get back on track. So number one, the biggest thing is we got to reset to baseline. Reset to baseline. So what does this mean? Well, I understand that no matter how much willpower I have, your biology will never be overcome by your willpower. Meaning, your biology is the truth. If you have a lack of sleep, if you have a lack of nutrition, if you have your dopamine systems like fried because you've been playing too much video games or just addicted to different things, then you're not going to actually be able to have the energy and focus to work towards your goals. So a lot of people, they try to just like outwill themselves. They try to go, oh, well, I want to make 10K per month, 20K per month, 30K per month. And now I'm just going to, through motivation and watching YouTube videos on motivation, I'm going to do it. Well, here's the truth. No motivational video is going to be the one thing that changes your life, right? Not even this video is going to be the one thing that changes your life, but it is a pivotal thing to understand and bring awareness that you first need to fix your biology, your brain, your physicality before we can enter into a season of running up our bag this summer, right? And what I mean by that is, guys, the best thing that you can do, the best thing that I did to really start making some real money was not by just getting better at sales and getting better at business, but was actually just fixing my sleep, right? So I have a Whoop band. I used to have an Aura. But one of the things that I really just started doing was tracking my sleep and becoming aware to how shitty it was, right? I was getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep on average back in like 2020. It was absolutely terrible. It was heinous. So if I'm getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep per night, how can I expect to operate at a high functioning way that actually leads me to win in life? You can't. You're probably operating maybe at 50% at best. So biggest thing is you got to get your sleep right. You got to get your diet and nutrition right. You should at least be getting 2 to 3 workouts minimum so that you have the energy to do this. In fact, I was talking to one of my sales guys and he was trying to like overcome this idea of like brain fog. And I was like, hey man, like before we can start talking about like tactics and how to tactically overcome that brain fog, let me ask you, like, how much did you sleep last night? How much on average are you sleeping? Are you tracking your nutrition? Are you going out there and working out? And I discovered through this process of asking him more questions that he hasn't hit a workout in like over a year. And I was like, bro, before we can start getting you to a point where you're like a sales savage and like mastering objection handling and like mastering your pitch and discovery, like you got to go out there and just actually get in the gym. I was like, the reason why you have a nervous response, the reason why you can't show up to your business the way you need to go is because we haven't figured out the physiological or biological formula to this thing, right? So if you're wanting to actually run up your bag, you have to, as a man, go out there and get your body in shape, get the blood flowing. Now, I'm not here to tell you that you need to start losing like 30 pounds if you're overweight. Like, yes, you want to do that, but the first step is just like go to the gym one time this week if you can't even do that, right? If you feel like you're in a slump of any sort, the solution most oftentimes is like you just haven't gotten your physicality in check. So ask yourself, when was the last time I actually went to the gym? Am I going consistently? Am I off baseline or on baseline, right? So when we figured out the most fundamental thing, right? Maslow's hierarchy needs of those survival instincts of sleep, nutrition, hydration, fitness, like all those things of trying to achieve what you want to achieve becomes a lot easier. Right? So that's number one to run up your bag this summer is you need to get back to baseline. You need to get back in peak optimal energy, right? Without the energy, we're not going to be able to accomplish anything because the exchange of acquiring money requires an output of getting that energy into the universe to then bring back that exchange of value, right? You're not going to be of value if you're at 50% potential because your energy is drained, right? Number two, one of the biggest things that I always want to be making sure at the beginning of a quarter is that I am very clear on my intentions and goals, right? My intentions and goals. Because a lot of the times when you're entering a new season or you're entering a new quarter or you're entering a new chapter in life, you have to create intention. There's energy and power when we put out into the world the intention that we want to create, right? Not only does that allow us internally to get align our values, align our energy, align our mindset, our body, spirit, whatever it is, right? But it allows other people around us to also help support and get in alignment with that intention. When you start putting out your word to the world, what you're going to do, right? And you fulfill on those promises, you fulfill on your word, guess what? The circumstances, the people, the situations, they start to come to you naturally. Right? You might know this as the law of attraction or, the synchronicities of the universe. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, thoughts and intention create energy out into the world that is reciprocated to you. So at the end of the day, the level of your intention that you put out in the world is the level of results that you will get back. Want to know the biggest problem? 90% of people, when they want to start something new, they don't have a clear intention and they don't most importantly, hold onto that intention long enough for that thing to come into that life, right? So it's not about just setting the intention one time. That is important because it creates the context for which you're going to begin on this new journey, in this new chapter. But you must also hold the intention. That's why you can't see it over because it's in my room. But that's why it's so important to have my goals right in front of me the moment I wake up, because I have not just goal set at one time, but is in my intention, in my view every single morning when I wake up. I'm ingraining my subconscious mind what my intention is, and I'm holding it every single day to allow myself to start moving towards that goal, right? So that is the biggest thing is we actually have to map out our goals, but it's not just a matter of like, oh, let me write down on paper, here's my goal. Let me make 30K per month. That's not it. Intention is literally an inner reworking of our minds. It's almost like this inner purification. Like I'm cleansing, I'm taking the whiteboard blank, right? Like I said, I just came back from a season, or not a season, but like a vacation. And to be honest, not only do I have to do a physical detox, right? Get my greens in, get my ginger shots in, make sure I start eating healthy and like detoxify the alcohol, but I also have to get into a spiritual and emotional cleansing, right? Reflecting. I'm actually wiping that clean so that I have a clear and cleansed vehicle for me to actually bring that intention into life, right? So that's really key, that intention piece. Now, number 3 is creating an environment of protection, creating boundaries. So what does this mean? Saying no to your distractions. Saying no to your distractions. Because running up your bag this summer and leveling up in the next area of life is not just about saying yes to great opportunities and, saying yes to maybe that sales role, or maybe saying yes to that offer, maybe saying yes to that client. These are things that are important, sure. Saying yes to these things. But most of the game is saying no. So I'm actually entering a 30-day monk mode right now, saying no to alcohol for the next 30 days, saying no to like these vices and addictions, right? So that I can clear a path for me to go as fast as possible in the right direction. Now, hey, I've done these type of like monk modes or like different type of challenges before. But what's key is that I've aligned it with a time where I'm trying to make, or not trying to, I'm going to make a push to the next level in my business, right? And so when you create an environment, you create a fence or a boundary around that, and you're very clear and committed to that for a set period of time, because that's the key. I can't just say, oh, I'm never going to drink alcohol again. I mean, I could, but the truth is, I'd be lying to myself if I wanted to make that my promise. My promise is it's 30 days. Let me cleanse myself. Let me get back in intention. Let me focus on my North Star in my business, and let me focus on that, right? The problem is some people just go too gung-ho with habit change, and the thing is you just need to go in these like sprints and prove to yourself you can do that thing first. Then from there, once you've done level 1, then you go to level 2. Maybe then from there it's like 60 days, then it's 90 days, then it's 365 days, whatever it is. But the key is like stair-stepping your success and creating an environment where it actually allows you to hit your goals. Because most of the battle, if I'm going to be honest to you, is literally just not being my own enemy. It's not self-sabotaging. It's not getting in my own way when it comes to this type of stuff. And so my distractions, right, my vices, my addictions are the things that often are the obstacles that, funny enough, that I put in myself, right? I'm the one doing that. I'm the one going out to vacation and having partying out with my friends, right? Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I went pretty crazy this past week, and I knew I had to create a new plan, a new intention, and most importantly, a new environment entering a season of no, saying sayonara to some of those vices and those distractions. Now, when you put yourself in that environment of the weeds being taken out, right, the flower actually blooms properly. So that's really the key, y'all. It's making sure that you create an environment and the boundaries of the fence around those distractions. You create a proper intention and hold that. And number 1, make sure that you do a resetting of the baseline, physiologically, your biology, so you actually come to each day with the energy necessary to accomplish your goals. You do those 3 things, you will run up your bag this summer. I'm talking about you going and achieving that new 10, 20, 30K per month. I'm talking about looking at yourself in the mirror and being proud and confident and certain about the person that you are becoming. I'm talking about attracting the right people, the right circumstances. All of a sudden, you get a text on your phone. Imagine, oh my gosh, this is the opportunity I've been waiting for. This is literally a life-changing opportunity. When you get in alignment with all these things, the world starts to feed you exactly what you need. And with that being said, guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel below, right? I actually have a free sales course and a community with almost 700 members. It's in the description below. Click on that. It's entirely free. Come join the party inside the Sales Dojo. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Sales Sensei out. Sayonara.